All right, welcome to the live streaming poetry reading for Mental Health Awareness Month. Almost the last day of Mental Health Awareness Month, a very important issue that we all should think about all year round, but this month is one that we are really focusing in on it. And I think that now more than ever, the hashtag stigma free is important because we really do need to be open about mental health, and we need to talk about it as a community, as individuals, and we need to get rid of that stigma around it. The Muse Writers Center, I'm the program. I should introduce myself first. My name is Sean Gervin. I'm the program manager of the Muse Writers Center. The Muse Writers Center is a literary center, one of the largest in the country, where we have creative writing classes for all ages, all levels, all genres. And we also have lots of events about the literary arts. We do so much outreach and beyond. If you check us out on the-muse.org, which some of you might be on right now, or on Facebook, the-Muse Writer Center, you can see more about what we do. We just had a huge summer schedule of all online classes come out, so sign up and take a class. And we also give away tuition assistance to anyone who needs it. Last year we did about $30,000. We don't want anyone to be turned away because of financial reasons. We want everyone to be able to write, and that's really what we're all about here in Norfolk. And I think some of the people reading tonight are actually students, former, current, whatever students of the Muse. I see some of them that I've actually been in classes with, so I know that. And I'm excited to hear everybody who's reading. So basically, some of the people are with organizations, some of them just decided to read because this is important to them. So I'm very happy to have a lot of great poets tonight with us. The person who is going to be the host and the MC is someone who is a very great person, someone I like a lot. Her name is Carey, and she is a longtime student and volunteer at the Muse. She helps us out all the time. She takes lots of classes, and she actually was doing a video for us for our fundraiser 2 weeks ago, and we talked about Mental Health Awareness Month, and then we said, we should do a reading for that, and then we went, yeah, let's do that. So we put it together, and then it worked out that, of course, she's a poet and a published poet, and she's going to read some poetry, but also she has a lot. This is something very important to her, so she's going to host it and talk about some things, and we're going to have a really great time here. Okay, so if leave some comments in the Facebook feed if you're in there. Make sure you spread the word, share it, get people on board here, and enjoy the night. Thanks for coming, everybody. Tina, take it away.
Hi guys, I'm so honored to be here. This is such an important topic to me. And Sean, thank you so much. The Muse, thank you so much for giving us all a place to share our voices. So I'm going to begin. They say it takes a lot of courage to get up here and do this, but I don't think it's courage at all. Not for me anyway. I would like to think I am shining a light in the darkest places to let people know or realize, like me, that they're not alone. Support from friends, family, and the community is essential in your process. Therapy can also help with things you need, like talking about things that you feel uncomfortable with, and that's okay. I take advantage of all the things above, also along with medication. I also urge you to find your passion and get involved in something that brings you peace and happiness. Do everything in your ability not to let it devour you. Remember, no matter what you think of yourself, even in the darkest of days, you are loved, needed, and important. With that being said, I would like to take you on a journey with me. A glimpse into the mind of crazy madness, profound sadness, and overwhelming determination. There's a quote I once read, and it said, Mental health disorders aren't battles that can be won. It's a journey some of us didn't choose to walk on. My first poem is called Tattoo. So my journey is going to be just a list of things that went on in my life, included with poetry. The first one is called Tattoo, like I said. There's an emptiness inside of me I can never get back. A place and time I can never rewind. It happened when I was barely 9. Your massive hands on my tiny body. I have a blemish I can't scrub off. So again, I plead, let me go. You're like a ghastly tattoo. I'll never get rid of you. This was the start of my anxiety, feeling shame for something that was done to me. The start of my mental destruction. My mother, instead of protecting me, she went on her own spree of drug and alcohol abuse, leaving me on my own, not only to deal with my trauma, but life in general. This poem is called Barefoot. I walk alone, barefoot, void of smooth surfaces. Life was never that kind. Crushed rock, sift and sort beneath my fractured soles, chipping away at my hopes and dreams, leaving swirls of dust from my past, creating jagged scars with each stride. Blisters form in my creases, causing me to pause and reassess my existence. I keep walking. Hoping to be seen. This cannot be my destiny. I was only 13. This was a pivotal point in my life because I knew my mind was wandering, and it wasn't wandering in the right direction. So what I did was I picked up a pen. This poem is called Silently. I deal with my depression because I have come so good at it. My battle is not by choice, therefore I have nothing to gain, and at this point, who the fuck cares who I blame? For this reason, I carry no shame. There's a constant conflict going on in my head, attempting me to take me back to my original sins. Forgiveness for myself and others is all I can do, and pay the mental deductions that's due. I've chosen to embrace my voyage and go wherever it takes me, even when it takes me to places that I don't want to be. I know I will never be free. However, I will never give up on me. The older I got, the more shit came. We all know what happens next, right? Toxic men. They look for broken, vulnerable, and the wounded. It's almost like they smell us. Toxic Bloom is my next poem. You leave behind a hue, a toxic bloom. I want to know more about you. Your essence stimulates me. It makes me want to see your deformities, your aches, learn all your mistakes. I want to be everything you never knew. I want to save you. This toxic bloom caused me to be mentally and physically abused for years. I fled that relationship holding a wooden box, a box with urns of 2 of my children that were born prematurely because of the constant beatings, and a beautiful 5-year-old on my hip. This next poem is called The Wooden Box. A tree of life is carved on a surface, deep and smooth. Leaves stretch out end to end like fragile lungs. A guardian, a tangible tomb, a protector of secrets untold. Mother of pearl urns, engraved names, ashes locked inside. A mother's tears fresh. I open the box slowly. It creaks as a reminder that it's decades old, but the smell is still new. I inhale deep and exhale slow, reminding myself that a mother love never dies. The pain never goes away. The genuine growth in trauma is accepting to move through it. I've learned that. My brothers died 3 years ago. My brother Gary overdosed on heroin, and 5 days later, my other brother committed suicide. I used to read this poem at my readings, and it was called The Last Letter, and it was about them. But this time, I prefer not to do that. I prefer to share my growth through this trauma. And I'll leave you with this. It's called self-love. It's a powerful feeling and indeed freeing, reaching deep inside your soul to find self-love. In this process, you may leave many behind. You will start to decline sharing your space with people who don't share the same state of mind. Reaching for a higher love is never worthless. In fact, it should be your purpose. And don't get discouraged if you're the only one that takes notice. The moment you realize you're enough, nothing else matters. You'll be ready for new chapters and even new disasters. So I want to thank you for taking this walk with me tonight. And I want you to remember that some may see your scars as damage, but I call them badges. Please check out my website, Badges of a Modern Girl. I also have a poetry journal. It's called uniquepoetry.com. We publish a lot of poems for the misunderstood and all those in between. You can email me directly at Tina@Unique Poetry. We're also on Duotrope and Green Submissions. Lastly, I want to just talk to you guys about NAMI. It is NAMI Coastal Virginia. NAMI Coastal Virginia is a nonprofit organization. You can look them up online. They're doing free online support groups and social events. They have connections with support groups is peer-to-peer. They also have support groups for family members dealing with people with mental illness. So I ask that you check them out. Also, the Muse has this class schedule coming up soon, and I saw that they have a class on grief. And if you're going through something, hear to all the things that I said about seeking help and therapist and medication and all the things that you need. But also think about taking that class. It's called Healing Grief. And that's it for me. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for listening.
Oh, okay. Very good. Clap. Okay, who's next, Tina? Oh, never mind.
I have Caitlin. Caitlin's next.
Okay, great. Caitlin Toth, I'm going to hand it over to you. I've known Caitlin for a long time too, so really happy to have Caitlin. So everyone, put your hands together, the Caitlin Toth, and then mute.
Yay!
You have a mute clap. Okay, take it away, Caitlin.
Hey guys, my name is Caitlin Toth. Me and Sean go back and forth because he always gets my last name wrong, but it's really fine. I'm really grateful to be here. I just kind of want to start off by saying that I am the CEO and creator of a nonprofit called Crossing Over. It's for suicide prevention and suicide awareness. I guess I'll just go ahead and kind of just, expand from what Tina was saying on just how many things are available in our community. Here in Hampton Roads, the first thing I did actually was stumble upon the Muse, read the class list, and there was a class called Writing Through Trauma and Grief. I immediately signed up for that class. It just so happened to be a couple of days after I moved here from DC. So it was like I moved here, boxes everywhere, and then I was in a class. That class saved my life, changed my life, put people in my life. like Sean, like a couple of the other people here in the Zoom room. And if it wasn't for writing, to be honest, I don't even know if crossing over my organization would exist. I started writing and I'm not really sure how or where to pinpoint how crossing over began. It'll be 3 years this August that the 501c3 organization has began. I don't want to get too into my organization. You can read the story on my Facebook page, on Crossing Over's Facebook page, which is just Crossing Over. You can also check out the website at www.crossingoverhelp.com, or I'm sorry, .org. I'm nervous, which is to be expected, right? I guess I'll begin with yesterday morning at 7:30 a.m. I had a surgical procedure done. I was very, very, very nervous. I was laying on a bed with my stomach flat down, and they were hammering into my neck, essentially destroying the nerves so I would be out of pain. I almost canceled tonight. And then I realized these are the people that I talk to and I have conversations with. And these are the type of conversations that I need, especially right now. And I just am so grateful that we're all here. I've taken Mental Health Awareness Month pretty seriously. I did a lot of work from home in bed. One thing that we did this month was an Art Saves Lives project. I put together stickers and sent them in little packages all around the United States. And I think there's one person in the room here that might be doing a reading that got some of those stickers. But, it's the little things. It's these little things. And, it's so great, the power of identification. I've talked about it a lot in some classes at the Muse too. Like if we didn't have that, if we weren't able to have resources like NAMI or the Out of Darkness walks for suicide awareness, if we didn't have these tools, the way that I say it is I have a very beautifully decorated toolbox. My organization saves my life every day just as much as I hope it saves one more tomorrow. And I just choose to kind of keep going. We are focusing on art saves lives, music saves lives, skateboarding saves lives. Our organization has had skateboarders do 45-mile skate-a-thons from Bethesda, Maryland to DC. Guys showing up from New York City, doing benefit shows in Norfolk. One got canceled. It was supposed to be on May 6th. So, I'm just so blessed that we have this right now and that Sean invited me to do this because it's been hard, and I was coming up with ideas of how I could, continue doing some things that now have been put on hold for my organization. But that being said, I had a friend recently give me a challenge. And I hadn't been writing. I had a lot of physical pain, and he said, write a poem. It was a Monday. Write a poem, send it to me on Friday. So I got my notepad out, hand wrote it, which is therapeutic for me in itself, handwriting. And within 6 minutes, it was done. I sent it back to him. He's actually an editor, so I was really nervous, but I was, I just shot it right back. And, it's just acting, that living in that solution. He gave me an instruction to add to my toolkit, and I used it, and I did it immediately. And for my mental health and my stability, I need that. I crave that. I'm passionate about it, and I want pass it along to others as much as possible. And with that being said, I am actually going to read a poem. That's the poem, actually, that I wrote that morning that pretty much saved my life. You know, I'm accepting a lot, death, overdoses. It's hard, and it's a daily battle that I wake up with. And you know, if it wasn't for being able to pick up the phone and call someone, I don't really know what I would do. So I'm very grateful for that as well. My therapist called to check on me earlier today too. So yay for therapy. Okay, so I don't have multiple poems. Tina, yours were so beautiful. But I'm gonna begin. And just a side note, I do want everyone to know that I feel that this is very huge during this opioid epidemic, just the pandemic in general, and isolation just being huge right now. Okay, so I'll begin. My poem is called Marilyn Monroe Syndrome. Beautiful runs through her veins like the perfect maverick wave. There is no chasing that needs to be done here with eyes like hers. Most nights around midnight, she wishes she was locked up so the desire to love would be restricted from her heart. There, she would imagine no pain, no pills, no lies or loss, no dreaming of big mansions and the Marilyn Monroe ending. She wouldn't let her exit from the universe haunt her anymore. This would light up her soul like fireflies at night, and there it would be safe, so fucking safe, that breaking hearts would sail away with her emerald eyes, stuffed in empty glass like crumpled up bad love letters. No more walking out of hospital room doors. No more attachment. She never understood why they were all staring. But just know her smile was nice. And beside and behind those eyes, so were her insides. Her new friends would say, "You'll see, just wait until you see her," as they show each other a printed photograph taken on disposable film. She just wanted to be free. Does beauty strip her from this? Does it steal the possibility of something real? Well, it didn't matter. Either way, she couldn't deal. She just wanted to feel human. The gloom died, and so did California. This was a celebration, and underneath the stars type of goodbye to hibernation. She found hope. She was reborn, and she forgets this now, a lot. So she'd rather be alone. Wherever she is, she smiles, knowing that those years weren't a waste because they brought her here. And that is a miracle. She is a miracle. And perhaps another is just around the yellow brick road, waiting for the right time to save her again. Whew. Anyway, so a lot of that is kind of, about spending a nearly decade in California, coming home in 2015 to my father on his deathbed. Shortly, the year before that, losing my best friend, Carey, to suicide in 2014. So back to back. And I had to start something. I had to begin somewhere. And that's, where Crossing Over came. And, we're never alone, guys. We're in it together. And thanks so much for listening. I appreciate it.
Caitlin, that was absolutely beautiful. And this is why I do the things that I do, because of people like you, because you're just like me. And love and light to you, my friend. Keep pushing forward. You got this. And I'll be talking to you soon. Thank you for doing this.
Okay, the next person up. Very good job, Caitlin. So beautiful. Sorry, I mispronounced your last name. I thought, for some reason, I thought it was Toth, but I'm really bad at that. um, okay, up next,
Is Danae here?
Dee Dee, right?
Oh, Dee Dee, right.
Hi.
Hi.
All right. My name is Deanne Thorogood Ward, and I'm the program manager at the Artix Foundation. The Artix Foundation is a Norfolk-based nonprofit 501c3 organization that works collaboratively with community organizations to bring an awareness and education about the stigma of mental illness while shining a light on mental wellness. And we do this by programs. So we have a healthcare academy that addresses the mental wellness needed for elementary school students. We do that at summer camps. We talk about bullying. We talk about feeling sad and just all kinds of things. We even add in nutrition and living a healthy lifestyle. And then we also have our a newly funded program, the College Wellness Program, where we address college students in the area because they are often looked over, and that's a big deal amongst college students. It's a big deal. So we're happy that we've started that. We just completed our pilot year of that program. And we have our annual Women's Wellness Celebration. And that is a celebration where we have a day-long event full of local professionals, experts from different walks of life, talking about a variety of mental illness issues, topics. And we don't just talk about it, but we give the participants something to walk away with so that they have tools for their toolbox. We want to make sure that they know how to cope. We want them to have to leave feeling much better than they did when they came in. And our focus is primarily women, children, and elderly and underserved communities. But however, we have broadened, seems like we're broadening our horizons here, and we're also just helping we're helping everyone. Our events are comprised of more than just women now. So we're very excited about that. And so, as not to prolong the time, I want to first thank the Muse Writing Center for the invitation to be a part of this event. I've been in the mental health industry for, I'm telling my age here, over 20 years. And working with the Artix Foundation has been quite different for me because I'm used to being on the clinical side. This is more in the community and reaching out and providing program side. And it's still a great thing, but it's very different. But I'm very glad that I'm able to at least talk about what we do. And we are able to do what we do because of everyday people supporting us and rooting us on and just making sure that they're there to help when we need them. So thank you. And so I chose a poem tonight by Alex L., and it's entitled Resilience. And that's important to me because I lost my father in 2018. Next month actually will be the anniversary of his passing, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And especially when it's unexpected, you don't see it coming. And so I've had to learn to be resilient. I had to keep going, and it's not easy. I would be the first to tell someone it's not easy, especially when you feel like you've lost that person that you were so close to. And grief is really real. Grief is real. Depression is real. And so I want to focus on resilience because so many people don't realize they do have it within them. You are resilient. You're still here. So there's something still in you worth fighting for. So here we go, resilience. Look at you, still standing after being knocked down and thrown out. Look at you, still growing after being picked and plucked and prodded out of your home. Look at you, still dancing and singing after being defeated and dissembled. Look at you, love, still here and hopeful after it all. Thank you for this opportunity.
Deanna, that was beautiful. I love that poem. And you're right, resilience. We're all here for a reason, and that's what's in all of us, is that resilience. And what you're doing in your foundation is really critical to this community, and I applaud you for that. And you didn't give away your age, and if you did, you don't look nowhere near it anyway. Very beautiful. But thank you so much in participating in this and giving us this information. And hopefully, just like I said with Caitlin, that we could all work together and do something soon as a group. That would be great.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, up next we have Luke. Are you ready, Luke?
Hey, my name is Luke. I don't know how much time our slots are, whatever. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm a little nervous. I chose a song I wrote called Gratitude. It's a little about me and back when I was actively drinking and actively drugging, and some situations that were faced and my actions and the way I was, unfortunately during those days. But, I appreciate what everyone else has said and written and done with performance. It's hard. The mental illness it's a tricky one, and the suicide awareness it's real, man. I've lost people to suicide, and a friend's anniversary is coming up, and I'm a attempted suicide survivor as well for 3 times, and I've been in the darkest, deepest, most insane depressions, and I've gotten out of them every single time. That doesn't mean I still don't face challenges. It doesn't mean I still don't have my mental illnesses and my other issues that fall in those, categories of diagnosis. But I'm here, and I'm here for a reason, and it's a blessing. A lot of people don't get sources or resources they need. So thank you, and major respect and appreciation for the ones who have those organizations and such to have outlets and utilize things for people who are struggling. And for anyone out there, man, it's, life may have its, its struggles, its trials, tribulations, but you're here and you're here for a reason. And if no one told you, I loved you and you do matter. Love is a very strong word, and I use it for the right, beautiful reasons and justifiable reasons. But I'm going to do the best I can with this song, titled Gratitude, and here I go. Used to be chilling in the suburbs, laying passed out on the curbs, saying a lot of hurtful words, not really caring towards others. Hurt my sister and my brother a bunch, not to mention my father who I punched, and my mother who I verbally abused. 12 whole years I drank and I used, nothing to show and not feeling amused. Who's to blame besides me? Always felt less than, nothing close to same. Ran away from my problems daily, stayed struggling regularly, couldn't seem to pray to him. Felt like dim lights fading into darkness, always obsessed, no regrets. People used to make bets, saying I couldn't go 2 days. My motives were 2 things, bud and beer. Progressive disease, there's no debate. Had a lot of discomfort, there's no time to wait. No need to anticipate the next re-up. Bong rips, bottoms up, say what's up, dap them up, roll it up, and then smoke it up. Had all of my motives wrong, I took a long time to get it. Going through numerous hard times, going raving, bumping lines and copping dimes. Now I'm helping save lives, not telling lies and rhyming with positive lines. Never saw it coming, just thought I'd stay running. Addiction took off, once made a risky decision. Put myself in a seriously deadly position. Broke my femur, had brain damage, another chapter that I couldn't manage. No amounts of bandage could cover it up. Just like my obvious selfish actions, always had mental distractions, seemed at itching for reactions. Staying in self-pity, no remorse, no care, of course. Seems that I stayed getting worse. My wants came first, and when I would thirst, I would get what I want. Going day-to-day fiending, actions stayed repeating. Had to stay deceiving, few of my words were worth believing. Although this is all pitiful and terrible, today life is phenomenal. Didn't expect these countless blessings, working on making things right, confessing my wrongs, no longer obsessing over the past, starting to feel free at last. When asked to help, I'm accountable. This is a snippet of my fable. At times wishing my life was on cable. Could potentially be comical. I've fallen, but I'm now up. Every day waking up is a blessing. No need for regressing. Moving forward with helping others. Reasoning for my life, I can't explain. But you only get one. People come and people go. Might be cold, but tomorrow is no guarantee. Today is, which I choose to live freely. Do my best in every situation so I'm not the one up in heaven. Thank you.
Wow, Luke, that was so cool, man. That was cool. I really appreciate you doing that. And people seeing this, you might have changed somebody's life today. You know, listening to your words and your struggles and the things that you've been through and your heartfelt, I love you. You know, I love you too, man. And I wish the best for you. And I want you to continue to be an inspiration for people and keep writing and keep pushing forward. You got this.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for participating in this. It means a lot to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time and everyone else.
All right, up next, we didn't do the clap, but there's my clap. We have, it's Serena, right? We're ready for you.
Sierra, I'm Sierra.
Sierra, sorry. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I'm Sierra. I'm an intern at the Muse this summer, actually. And first, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's read so far. You guys are all doing amazing work, and it's so impressive, and I've loved all of your poems. So I'm just going to read a short poem I wrote. It's sort of about finding yourself and putting yourself together. It's called The Finding. My legs hurt, I'm running. Late to my appointment, I'm stuck in traffic like a suburban mom. I'm incomplete like 754 pieces of a 1,000-piece puzzle. Of a minimalist painting of myself in a museum I'll never visit. Far away from my bed, I'm tired of picking super glue off my fingertips after a long day of fixing the cracks in my skin and solving problems I'm answering to too many people. Their names are me and maybe me. I'm scared, like a kid separated from his mom in a grocery store, but I have a map. I'm navigating through the clouds and I'm flying, looking for a dotted line and a big X on the ground where I'll find buried treasure. Like a pirate, I'll open the chest and inside will be the missing parts, glowing gold against my face, ready. Thank you, guys.
That was great. What was that line again? Like picking cracks in my
glue off my
skin?
fingertips.
Yeah, I love that. That was super cool. Way to go. That was a great poem.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Up next, oh, here's your clap. Up next, we have Mihail. We're ready for you. Thank you.
Okay, well, good evening, everyone. I'm happy to be here with all of you, and thank you for sharing your personal experiences. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, and I'd like to thank the Muse for the opportunity as well. I'm going to share with you 2 poems about my father, which is going to cover depression in older adults. So my father was a caregiver for my mother for about 30 years. He quit his job to take care of her. And after her passing, he just could not handle the grieving process and he became lost, deeply depressed, lonely, isolated, and that's really affected his health and relationship. And he lived like this for 12 years, all by himself, refusing help. So until his passing last April in 2019. So this month I started writing a new collection. And in the collection, I'm telling my dad's story about what he's been through the last 10 years. It's about how every day he tackled with his depression and loneliness and refusal to do things to help himself, lift himself out of the depression, and how other people in the family, neighbors, friends viewed him for not helping himself. So I'm going to read you a couple of poems, and I'm going to start with a poem that's titled, Who Cares? I watch him chop fresh English parsley and cilantro, prepare spicy sauce to eat with chicken for early dinner. The pungent herbs aroused hints of memories long forgotten. A great sadness tightened around father, and it felt like he welcomed the smothering sensation, like a visit from an old friend. I didn't feel the presence of love in this lifetime, he says. I wanted to comfort, but the only sound he allowed himself to hear was the heaviness of his breathing and the sound the knife cutting through the flesh of organic herbs. Avoiding my eye contact, father knew that life would never be the same after mother's passing. Cook for himself, shop for food and clothes, pay bills, take control over his health. But he didn't care. Unopened mail on the kitchen table with dirty dishes, spoiled food in the refrigerator, unwashed clothes piled in the hallway, bathroom smell like urine. Irregular use of insulin caused father depression and rage, engaging and bickering that turned into monologues. Nobody cares because you don't, father. So over the years, we tried to speak with him and to accept help because the help was available for somebody his age in his 70s from the government. There was so much that was available for him, but he refused. And that was very, very hard to see. The next poem is titled Inner Struggle. Your love never reached the crevices of heart. No is a complete sentence you have mastered. Avoiding the doorbell on Saturday afternoons when neighbors stop for political arguments over Turkish coffee and salted sunflower seeds. They just want my money, he says, royal thieves. What a change in father, I thought. Perhaps a plunge onto the mikveh will erase sinister remarks to 3-time prayer. What a blessing. Or better, a sudden slap on right cheek will cause his head to jolt, releasing the past he daily recites in a stream of dark puke. Better to stay away for now, he says. I feel distant. Thank you. So this is the 2 poems that I'm sharing, but I found a little paragraph on the National Institute of Aging, because we have other family members that have in this difficulty that their wives passed away and the men are unable to care for themselves. So they're going through the same process of depression and loneliness and isolation. And it's so hard to see, very difficult. So this is what it says. Depression is not a normal part of aging. Depression in older adults is a common but serious mood disorder that needs treatment. Depression is a real illness. It is not a sign of a person's weakness or a character flaw. However, important life changes as we get older may cause feelings of uneasiness, stress, and sadness. For instance, the death of a loved one, moving from work into retirement and dealing with serious illness can leave feeling sad and unexcused. After a period of adjustment, many older adults can regain their emotional balance, but others do not and may develop deep depression. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Michael. I really appreciate you sharing your father's story. It really touched my heart, and I know that was hard for you to see him go through that. And you're right, depression is real, and it can be young, old, teenagers, college students. It could be any of us. And, you know, although we all have traveled different paths, we have so much in common. And that's what makes this whole reading tonight so important, is that
Yes.
we're all bringing awareness to the stigma of mental health. And I really appreciate you sharing that story with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back over to Sean, I believe, unless Rebecca's here.
I am here. Hi.
Oh, cool. Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Wonderful.
Can't wait to hear you read.
Awesome. Thank you. It was great hearing you read, by the way.
Thank you.
Of course. Hey guys, my name is Rebecca Coxwell, and I am a teacher at the Muse, an intern at the Muse, and I just help out with whatever they need at the moment. I am right now, especially with, well, let me open. I struggle with seasonal affective disorder, and I grew up with a mother who was schizoaffective, which is somewhere between schizophrenia and bipolar. And she also struggled with agoraphobia. So it's definitely something that I have some experience with. But my point was, my mother didn't take very good care of herself. And with this time that we've been stuck inside, I've definitely had to find ways to focus on a holistic approach of taking care of my mind and body, so that I can take care of my kids and myself during this time of isolation. Um, and I said that to say, it's a gray day. So although I do tend to write sometimes about my depression, today I decided to write about love and endings. So I hope you guys don't mind. Here we go. I have 3 poems today. My first one is called Smooth as Carrot Soup. I will love you when you are bald, when you stumble more than walk, when I hate you. Want to smother you with the pillow under your head. Even then, I will love you. That's 1. 2, Homesick in Malta. A tuxedoed man at the station holds 6 roses upside down. He adjusts his loose bunch every few seconds. No one gets off the bus for him. Careless or spurned, wonder I, would give anything, clutch any whim in my palm until it drew blood, catch every drop in a crystal goblet, wine for you. 3, everything ends. I am already thinking of ways to leave you. I imagine the liquid light reflected on your kitchen tiles so I don't see your crying laugh. Though I know you won't do it here. You will keep looking at the squash you are chopping into slices, thick, so they don't fall apart in the chicken soup. You will ask if I am okay. Tell me not to go home and cry alone. No need to do that. You will stay your distance if you think you can convince me before your carpet tickles the calluses at the bottoms of my feet. Before my toes hit your front door, no need for shoes. If words fail, you will walk over to touch my shoulder. I will move away from your touch, molten. My heart is supposed to be stone for this. Your eyes are chock full of hurt. They will say, you can't stand my touch anymore? It's not me. It's me. I'm not ready. I'll immediately hate myself for the cliche. I'm a poet. I am better than this. I will try for something better, and nothing will come. I'm sure of it. That's it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you for your, well, first of all, thank you for all the work that you do at the Muse, because I know they run you raggedy, but you always have a smile on your face, and I really appreciate all that you do for us there. I love seeing your face when I come in. Thank you for your transparency. I didn't know those things about you, and I sympathize with you. I have empathy for you. And I love you. And you know we love poems about love. So you closed us out beautifully. And that's just how we're gonna end it in a beautiful way. Thank you guys so much. I just really appreciate this.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks.
so much.
Everyone should unmute themselves and clap.
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes. Yay. Thank you.